It is I, the corpse-painted correspondent of chaos, for Metal Injection, Slayer Posers, Grim One to all, Master of Disaster, the Necrosexual! Shut up! And I am here in my native New York City at Saint Vitus with Trevor from the Black Dahlia murder and Dave from Revocation!
Hi. Hey, everybody. Hello.
Gentlemen, how the hell are you tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm just one beer in at the heavy metal vomit party. Hopefully the first of many. And just looking forward to the festivities tonight.
Indeed, and you will be popping your DJ cherry later on as DJ Black Dahlia spinning all the hard-hitting hits. I want to request Yanni's Reflection of Passion before I forget, please.
No problem, dude. I got it queued up for you.
Yanni is totally grim. So let's talk horror business right off the bat. You gentlemen have a tour coming up. So what can all the heavy metal hellraisers from all over the world expect when you hit the road?
We're going out with Black Label Society in September. So lots of shredding between Zach Wild and Brandon. That's a lot of fret fondling to be had for one show.
You have some exciting news on the horizon as well. Tell us what's in store for fans of the Black Dahlia murder.
The new album is close to completion. I just finished the vocals the other day. Now we're in the anal retentive back and forth that is the mixing process. So it's getting close and should be out early next year.
And as a doctor of death metal, as well as Metal Injection's very own obituarist, tell us a little bit about the creative process when you're making a new album, when you're putting the baby in the basket, so to speak. What's it like coming up with music all these years later?
It's fun. It's a challenge, you know. It's exciting to write new stuff still after all this time. Especially having a new guitar player in the fold in Brandon Ellis. He's brought so much energy and creativity to things. And but the process for me, you know, it's like a bag of Funyuns, you're in your underwear, have a Yoo-hoo, you know, necessary.
The priorities are high. And when you have a death metal growl, it is very important to maintain your pipe. So do you have any special throat coat to keep it extra guttural?
Throat coat, you nailed it on the head there. Definitely down with throat coat.
You coat on your throat?
Semen, mostly. No, actual throat coat, the T. And lozenges, the little square, old school Ricolas, yes. I like those a lot. No, I'm a weed smoker, so it's good to keep the Ricolas flowing, keep your mouth wet, you know.
They should endorse you.
Yeah. Except I think it's making my teeth slowly look like candy corns. Like 3 shades of like yellow, you know?
Getting old is totally brutal. So you don't do like the egg and heavy cream throat coat, you do the tea and lozenges route.
Yeah, the tea and lozenges. I do like the same warm-ups I learned from like my elementary school like singing teacher, you know?
How does that sound?
Like just the scale thing, like, oh, and run through the scales, and then, like, do it with Z's, too. Z, 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 Z. That one's good. That one really shakes your pipes back there.
What advice would you give to aspiring growlers and screamers?
Definitely learn a technique, like, learn how to do what you do with the least amount of resistance. Because when I started out, I would go out and just, like, scream bloody murder every night, and, you'll have, like, an adrenaline rush immediately, and then you'll be so tired after that and just be like worthless. So really, you know, I'd recommend looking into Melissa Cross's techniques. The breathing that I learned from her was really like a turning point for me, and it enabled me to be more rapid with my delivery. And but yeah, definitely don't just scream your head off. It's not going to work. We'll never last.
And do it with feeling. And Dave, I haven't forgotten about... Shut up! You have a crushing new album that came out, The Outer Ones. And I enjoyed your music video that came out in 2018. It was the perfect blending of technical death metal with a blackened edge and colonial garb from the 1700s with a VHS horror type feel. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we worked with David Brodsky in the video. He does an awesome job as always. He's been our go-to guy. Yeah, we just showed up and there was a whole bunch of colonial outfits and from all different time periods. I don't think the pilgrims and people wearing tri-cornered hats were necessarily from the same time, but we just mashed it together. It was fun. We had a witch, we had prop.
I was gonna say you had Mortice-like levels of witch makeup and prosthetics that I must compliment you on.
No, that was her real face. Yeah.
And I don't mean to put you guys on the spot, but the last time I spoke with Auntie Bowman from Demolich, he unleashed a totally brutal guttural growl. So I'm gonna put you on the spot and say, do you have any guttural abominations to offer the audience?
Sure, I mostly go right to this one.
Ooh, that made me feel all sorts of feelings. What about you, Dave? Ha! Trevor, as Metal Injection's resident obituarist, tell us about the death metal albums that you're most excited about on the horizon.
Ooh, have to be Blood Incantation. I think that they're like the cream of the crop, the best American band out there. And I think the new one is gonna just turn the whole scene on its back once again. What else? The new Crips is awesome that's coming out. The new Cerebral Rot is awesome. Shock Narcotic from Detroit. It's like ex-Dillinger Escape Plan, ex-Black Dahlia. It's like a Brutal Truth-esque kind of grind situation with the singer of Childbite. Very cool. Check that out.
Hitting all the right notes for me, baby.
Yeah.
What about you, Dave? What are your upcoming deep cuts that you're most excited about?
I can talk about a couple records that I'm pumped on that came out recently.
Sure.
The new Moss Upon the Skull record's fucking awesome. And Vengeful Reverence. It's like a back to nature, like communicating with the forest spirits.
Cascadian metal.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very sick.
They're all
I think maybe Suffering Hour might be working on a new record if I'm not mistaken. So like, yeah, that band fucking rules.
So Dave, tell us about your new project, Gargoyle.
We're in the process of recording the full length right now. I'm very pumped on it. We just did the drums at God City. We're going to be finishing the rest of it up in a couple weeks. So hopefully it'll be out maybe early next year.
You've certainly had a very prolific career in Revocation. So how did the concept of Gargoyle come to be?
Well, working with Luke, who's the other songwriter in the band, it's like seeing his talent and his skill set. I really wanted to kind of collaborate with him. So once the songs just started, coming into form, it was pretty clear we had something special going. So we were just into a lot of the same bands, everything from classic bands like Alice in Chains to more weird and subversive avant-garde bands like Virus. So it was just a project that scratched a different itch from Revocation. So the material, like I said, just sort of started flowing out, and I think it was something that I necessarily needed to do as a musician to get that out of my system.
So tell us about your upcoming tour with Voivod. How the hell do you feel to be hitting the road with Voivod, Mr. Davidson?
I'm really pumped. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Love Voivod. Great music. Fucking legendary band. So that's Voivod, Psychroptic, Scaled Remains, Conjurer. It's a super stacked lineup. Yeah, I'm pumped.
And we're going to end on an old school note. What do you think the best death metal riff of all time is?
Ooh, man, that's hard. Right? Something from Funeral Inception, maybe. Suffocation, Funeral Inception. Maybe that breakdown. That's tough. That's tough stuff.
What do you think the most electrifying riff in all of death metal is?
The outro riff from Anata, Under the Debris. It's incredible. Super sludgy, Morbid Angel-y, goes from one tempo, downshifts. Disgusting harmony comes in. I just want to flip every table in sight.
Thank you for going one-on-one with the Grim One. I am the Necrosexual here with Trevor and Dave, and I will see you In hell.